have New Zealand versus South Africa in the championship. New Zealand has won the championship, only one game ahead of them, just one more and they will become Grand Slams. Only South Africa in their way. South Africa has been doing pretty poorly with straight losses, and they're sitting on third. New Zealand hasn't lost since 2019, I believe not, since the World Cup, which South Africa won. 2 years is a long wait since South Africa were pretty dominant, but pretty lacking in form now recently. Players in the New Zealand team like Barrett and Jordan are really good, and you can see that I can see they can actually score a few tries in their next game. I would say I'll probably go with New Zealand. They've only got one game ahead of them. They've everything to lose. South Africa, they've nothing really to play for, to be honest. Just hopefully they obviously want to redeem after their losses. But I think New Zealand will be too dominant, and I'll probably go for them. Even much so that I think there'll be a lot of tries in the team. I wouldn't say it'll be a close margin at all. I would say it would definitely at least over 14 points a win for them. New Zealand are trying to redeem from their last loss in the World Cup, and hope and recommend from that. In the Premier League, we have there are two teams, Man City versus Liverpool, first and second place. With Liverpool being pretty dominant so far, top of the table, especially after last Champions League game against Porto, with their three main strikers scoring goals, like they did for the last couple of years, which is great to see. It's great to see a team that doesn't will have one bad season and go straight for a transfer window. They trust the three front men. They will of course have some backup just in case, but I like how Liverpool keep going with their players, and great to see Salah still motoring ahead with top goal scorer with 5 along with Jimmy Vardy. So it's good to see him doing very well. Unfortunately, I don't like Liverpool's defence though. I think that might be locking them down a little bit. The lot of goals scored, but I can see a lot of goals being conceded as well. I can see that from the previous season. Man City, they're pretty decent. They're not really lacking as much, but they have no real players standing out as we've seen so far. I would say Bernardo Silva, but he had a little bit of a tremendous game against PSG with that miss, but hopefully he can redeem himself, and he probably would be. I would still go for Liverpool though. I still think that they still have it in them. I will even give them a 2-1 win. I still think that Liverpool can still motor on ahead. They still have very young talent as well on the bench. You can see they still got players that can actually use. Of course, Man City have the same thing as well, but I think they're missing a lot of strikers. I still think they shouldn't have sold Aguero, but it is what it is. So I would still think to go for Liverpool, but of course with these kind of games, you just don't know where it's going to end up. So we'll see how it goes.